So I've decided to try out this vegan diet for at least 2 months. I don't know how it's gonna go. I do think there's a few things that's gonna be real important when I'm doing this diet to help me succeed. I think the first one's gonna be that I've got to do some serious meal prep and meal plan. I notice that when I go out and eat fast food or just choose to go to a restaurant, it's mainly because I don't have anything at home to eat and I haven't prepared anything. And so I know that it's just going to be easier to go ahead and drive through or something to eat. You know, reason I have decided, I guess, that I want to do this is I don't feel good a lot of days after I eat meat and dairy. And it's not that I maybe am allergic or have any sort of intolerance to meat or dairy, but I think that it's just something that bogs me down, maybe the grease of the meat or just all the calories I get from the dairy, because I do eat a lot of calories in chocolate and milk. But I know that after I eat those meat, cheese, the dairy foods, the next day I don't want to train for any bike races or for riding or anything, and it always gets in my way, and I need to be better about that if I want to accomplish my goals. So I'm looking forward to trying this. It's gonna be tough, but I guess if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm a few days into this vegan experiment, and one thing I've noticed is that I'm spending quite a bit of time in the bathroom. I'm assuming I'll get used to that, and everything I've read is that early on this happens, and some people even suggest easing your way into it. I usually am an all or nothing type of guy, so I go in and just see what happens. Another thing I haven't anticipated is I have not gone out to eat with any friends or anything since I've started this. I guess I'll have to adapt to what I need to order in a restaurant, because usually I just always get a macaroni and cheese if they offer it or something like that. Yeah, I know I'm probably like 4 years old, but I love specialty mac and cheeses, so this is going to be an interesting adaptation for me. My wife is not doing this with me, and that's going to be a challenge because I don't think she will, be as interested in eating the food I'm cooking or any of that stuff. So I have a feeling that she will either cook her own stuff a lot of times or just go out to eat anyways. So that's gonna, be a little challenge. When I do this, I'll probably lose weight. Now that's not my goal. It's just to be healthier and be able to train more. But every single night, like this is without fail, every single night, I get some sort of chocolate dessert and I wash it down with a glass of milk. And I'm not one that sticks to portion sizes, so I probably eat, double portion, talking 600-700 calories worth of something, followed by another 350 calories of whole milk, because we got a little kid who drinks whole milk. And I'm going to be basically having to cut that out. I guess all we can do is stick to it. I have an end date in mind, so I can stick to anything as long as I see an end goal or something like that. So we'll give it all we got. I've made quite a few dishes that maybe I wouldn't normally eat, but found that you could pretty much find a vegan version of anything. For example, if I wanted like sloppy joes, I could just type in vegan sloppy joes, and then it'll come up with a whole bunch of recipes, you know, using lentils or tofu or whatever the heck else it is, and make vegan sloppy joes. I will say that food prepping has been the best thing I could do. I've been able to plan ahead and food prep, and that's been key to this whole experiment. So let's keep going, see what we get.
So I found out through this whole experiment that I was able to do my training more consistently, more regularly, and I think it was just because I felt better. I felt, you know, clean, or at least that I was eating clean. Now, coupled with this exercise that I always do, and then with the change in diet, I've dropped a ton of weight.
You can see December's average weight was 224 pounds. Then January's average weight started dropping down to 216 pounds. February's average weight 212, and now we're in March at 211.
So a little what I learned from this experiment is that food prep is key. If I didn't, you know, plan ahead for the week or buy certain things, you know, before I tried my experiment, I wouldn't have had it accomplished at all. Now, a lot of restaurants we went to, you know, I realized that they had a lot of options. I just needed to be willing to try new things. It was more difficult hanging out with friends than I thought, you know, because you can't always dictate where you're gonna go if you're the one guy who doesn't, you know, want to eat any meat or dairy products. And so I just sometimes would have to go somewhere and hope that I could get something to work out, or I wouldn't just have to eat a salad. I mean, I absolutely hate just eating salads all the time. Now, I love meat, but I found that when I was doing this, I kind of was able to replace some of my, you know, meat cravings with more bean-based diet, I guess, or lentils or whatever. And so throughout this whole thing, Chipotle really became my best friend. I mean, I love going there, get double rice, double beans, and man, that hit the spot every night. And so, you know, cutting out cheese and dairy too was a difficult thing. You wouldn't believe how many dishes have cheese in them that you just don't pay attention to. But I think that cut there has been the most, you know, important one for me, you know, in my health and weight loss that has occurred because of this. Now, I said weight loss, but weight loss wasn't really one of my targets of this. But I realized pretty quick throughout this whole experiment that I was dropping pounds left and right, not even intending to. The whole purpose was to get better at working out, be able to train regularly, not have like a lethargic or weighed down, you know, feel because of all the food I'm eating. But weight loss was huge for me. I mean, always watching that as a cyclist. And so, you know, weight loss wasn't my main goal. It was really improving fitness. Well, throughout the whole experiment, because I'm able to wake up more, because I'm able to do more training, because I'm more consistent in my training, I noticed a huge increase in my functional threshold power. So, you know, all these things, it really has paid off for me. So if you're someone who's thinking to yourself, man, there's no way I can accomplish this. I love meat, cheese, dairy, food way too much. I promise you that you can. I would have told you the same thing before I started. But what's interesting is, you know, you quickly learn to adapt, and I guess, you know, the whole point was just to challenge myself. You know, and it can help me a lot with my training and stuff, because challenging is kind of what you do. You get out of your comfort zone and you try to get better. But if you have any ideas of any challenges I should do, just leave me a comment or something if anybody watches this, and maybe I'll try them. See ya.